that's gonna be like in the Smithsonian. And those two heads in front of me, a lot of people would like to be sitting where I'm sitting. What's up? And I think it was like that realization that I'm shooting I'm in this TV show. This is an incredible, incredible thing. And you have those surreal moments. And I know the boys do, and we all do. Like, we work with certain people, and we're like, wow, we're working with that person. That happened to me on War of the Worlds with Steven Spielberg. I was telling that story yesterday. You know, to have Steven Spielberg and be on a huge movie set, say, Travis, and he asked people to call him Dad. Yeah, Dad. He's like, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah. Steven Spielberg. Are you kidding me? He's like, action. I'm like, he just said action. So, you know, you have those moments, and it was sitting in the Impala with Jared and Jensen and us three just talking about life and waiting for the cameras to roll and be, you know, BSing and just being boys, and I'm like, wow, man, this is a cool thing. This is a really, really cool moment. That was for me, and then the butt grab, obviously. Thank you.
I was just wondering, since we all know that most characters in Supernatural meet kind of an unfortunate end, I was wondering if you were satisfied with Cole's ending at the end of this season, or if you would have done something different.
Well, you know, here's what I'll say, because we're all under confidentiality agreements. So, you know, there's a reason why they bring in characters, and there's a reason why they want to continue with the show. And, you know, every television show, you know, the boys love doing it, so I think they'll continue to do it as long as they're loving it, and they're loving it. I know that. But, you know, they're constantly looking for who do we develop on this show to continue on. And there's several characters in season 10 that they do that with, because they spun off a show that I know a lot of you aren't happy with, called Tribes. You know, I auditioned for that show. My buddy Sean Ferris got it. I helped coach him. He was one of the guys he was Julian on it. That's my buddy Sean. And you know, they did the pilot, it got canceled, and a lot of feedback was that, well, there was no one really from Supernatural. It was almost like a show on its own. And I think, in my opinion, I think they're like, well, if we're gonna do a show to continue this thing on, that we need to develop other characters so that they build a fan base, and that they have people that will follow them into some other storyline. Not saying that that's cool, I don't know, but I'm just like Rowena, all these new characters. By the way, Ruth is unbelievable, guys. Like, unbelievable. Amazing human being. She's become a dear friend. I adore that woman. But like her character, all these other characters, I think they're putting together an idea, and that's my opinion. So when I left the show, a part of me was like, see you guys again, you know? And then I called my agent and I was like, am I going to see them again? And then I just tested for Walking Dead for season 6. And so, you know, there was a big process with that show, and I went, you know, you go to network and you test, and you literally are about to get a big show like that for the next 2 seasons. And, you know, unfortunately it went to another wonderful actor that I know, but it was that close for me then going to Walking Dead, and my agents and managers were like, all right, we need to pick up the phone and call Supernatural and say, he's about to go to Walking Dead. And then all that stuff. So that happens in our world. Like, all of a sudden we're on a show, but we have other jobs, like other movies and other things. And so I would love to continue to develop Cole. And I personally think there's a big story there. I think there's a story that you guys will all love. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi Travis, how you doing?
What's up, girl?
All right, we connected really well through Twitter here, and
another military right here.
Army strong.
Army strong. And your husband, correct?
I served from '96 to 2009, and I connected really well with you through Twitter, as I mentioned, and all. And thank you for your service. I had a question. How was it like working with John Travolta?
Oh man, that was crazy. That was really, I did 2 movies with John. One of them came out this year called The Forger, and it was me, John Travolta, Christopher Plummer. Christopher Plummer, for some of you who don't know, he's been in the business. He was in Sound of Music. He's a legendary actor, Oscar-winning actor. And then John, but I not only worked with John, but I became good friends with him, his family, and I spent a year of my life going to the Super Bowl, World Series, and being on his, flying around in his crazy 747. I crashed my Harley. I got really injured. He flew me out to his home and put me up in his house and let me heal with all of his perfect. Like if he got hurt, he gave me the team to heal me, and I got a completely ripped up shoulder done in like 3 weeks. And so it wasn't just working with him, it was also him as a humanitarian and what he does as a person and what he gives. And I learned from him how to be with fans, because when I did the movies, my fans are my sister and my mom. I had like 2 Twitter followers. And so I learned from him how to be with your fans. He never says no to a picture, which I have a really hard time doing, and he never says no to an autograph. And his entire career, he has developed this relationship with his fans that really taught me, like, this is how you are with the people that support you. And a great story about John is that his producer of 27 years, the woman who's done all of his films, Linda, she's a huge producer in Hollywood, she was a fan. And she loved him and she supported him and went to all of his different things and had him sign pictures. And one day he's like, you're always with me, like you're always here. Do you want to come on board and help be a part of my movie career? She said, yeah. And so that's why I have the relationship I do with my fans, because I don't know which one of you guys is going to end up producing my movies, working, doing artwork for me. I'm like, this might be the next big Hollywood producer, right here. This might be the person that helps me run my charity or helps me with the animals, because I do a lot of work with animals. So I see you guys, not so much as fans, but I see you as like allies and the ability to help change and shift the world. Because you guys are so powerful, it's like, that's what you guys are here for. Like, one, the show's great, these conventions are great, but what we can do with this special, unique thing we have makes why I connect with each of you, because there's a lot of good that needs to be done, like now. Like now, so. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
You had to do multiple fight scenes with people.
Yeah.
Do they take a long time to learn?
Yes. No, a long time to learn, no. A long time to do, yes. And Jensen is so good at it, and Jared are so good at it. They've been doing it, they just know it. And I know how to fight, but I don't know how to screen fight. And that, screen fight's different. Like when you punch, you have to like throw a punch like this. And in real life, if you're fighting someone and you do this, you get beat up. So I get it, I'm like, all right, so I'm like doing this. They're like, oh, easy fighter. Like, Jensen's backing up and he's like, have you stage fought before? I'm like, nope. All right, it's like this and like that. I'm like, that looks stupid. It's gonna look good. Let's shoot it. I almost got him down. Like I can get Jensen down pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, darling.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I was wondering, how did you start working with Truth? Because
Yeah.
it helped me with it.
And this, I'm sorry, I'll answer the questions later because I only have one more, I think. So I'll talk to you guys and answer you personally, But this one is important, and we'll end off with this because we got to go. Truth, guys, is an organization that I started because of you guys, and I've done 4 conventions. Now, this is my 4th, and I know there's a lot of you out there that are struggling financially, and I know it's really hard to get here, and I know that for all of us here, including Fan and boys, we want to figure out how to help you guys who have special stories and special unique situations to experience the convention for the first time, to be able to have a photo op that maybe you couldn't afford because the ticket you couldn't get here. And so I want to work with Creation and other conventions and raise money to help 100%, all proceeds and profits, go back to helping the fans. And helping those stories where like, I couldn't afford to get here, and I couldn't get here. So I wanted to announce this real quick, and it's 11:11, so everyone make a wish. Real quick, this will take 2 minutes, and I'll let you guys go. Rich, I'm sorry.
No, do your thing, man.
Okay, real quick.
Making my wish.
Who's like, get him off the stage! Son of a bitch. So, what we do is we pick a fan once a month, and how we do it is completely random. whatever, it's like what I call a God wink. Whatever comes into my life and I hear, that's how I choose. I just go, that's it, that's the story, and I'm gonna bring you out. And I believe we helped you get here. Yes, we did. So we helped this young lady, we donated some money. This is a letter from a mother, and she wrote, "Dear Travis, let me tell you about my daughter, Julianne. She's the sweetest teenage miracle baby in the world. Anyone who's ever met her will tell you the same, and it's not just a mom thing. Jules was born with a hypoplastic left heart. Basically, she had a 2-chamber heart instead of a 4-chamber. Her left pump never developed at all, and neither did the wall between her 2 top chambers, leaving her with 1 large chamber. She has endured 5 open heart surgeries. 5, guys. She's had her first surgery at 4 days old. She had a G-tube, feeding tube put in 2 weeks old because she didn't have the strength to eat and was fed with a pump for 9 years. 9 years. 9 years. At 6 months old, she had her second heart surgery, during which they accidentally severed her right vocal cord. They said she would probably never talk, and she didn't for 8 months, couldn't say a word. But now she does, very quietly. She whispers. I've spoken to her a few times. She goes like this. I'm like, okay. Very hard to hear, but I heard her, and I heard her story. But she speaks now very quietly. They also said she may not walk when she had an IV burn so bad in her foot, it turned black and took 6 weeks to clean it out because they told us they couldn't risk another surgery unless it was life-threatening. She did walk, though, through a miracle because she's a miracle baby, and at 2.5 years old, she took her first step. During her first cardiac catheterization, an artery was pierced, causing her lungs to fill with blood, and during her third heart was poked, she was on a pacemaker in the hospital for 3 weeks. She's also been hospitalized for stomach surgery and numerous other issues. Jules is not a candidate for a heart transplant because of all the blood transfusions she's had. Has sensitized her blood, 96% of the population. I'm sorry, I get emotional, this is tough. Her body has developed antibodies to and would reject 96% of the donor tissues. Being huge fans of the show, Jewel and I had convention tickets for the DC Con, long before it was determined that it was time for her 5th heart surgery. Still optimistic, Jewel said she would get through the surgery and still make it to the convention. But after a fast recovery and much celebrating, we here are at the hospital, but we had to get readmitted because some of the things went wrong, so we're gonna unfortunately miss this convention. So the truth is that Jules has always kept fighting and has gained the strength to change because of the show and the incredible cast and fans of the show and this fandom. They have supported her. Thank you, Travis, for hearing our story. #HeartsMom, because I call her Heart, that's my hashtag for her. So, we are raising money, we've raised most of it, and we're gonna take her to New Jersey Con. So it's at truth.com, it's truth, TRUT4H, because truth was taken. And this is what I want you, those of you guys who are struggling financially, this is not to reach out to you, but and it's not just donations. What we're doing is we're taking the clothes, these leather jackets, hats, things that the boys wear, things that the bands wear, and I'm asking them, can you sign it, can you give it to me, and then we'll bid. And for those of you who have good money and have extra money, bid on it. Like have my hat, have something that the band donates that they've signed, like actually get something for the donation. We don't want you just to throw more money, you guys thrown enough. So for those of you who have a little extra and you want to have a gift, like maybe Jensen's beanie or this jacket or something like this.
That woman's jacket?
This woman's jacket. This is from Truth. She bought this from Truth. This was my military, I wore this in the military for a long time. And I signed it and I put it on Truth at auction. It sold for, I don't know, a couple $100 maybe. See? Yeah, so this was something I wore for several years. I signed it, her husband got it. We took that money, 100% of it, and that's how we got that young lady over here to the convention. And everybody wins. So I mean, 4H, yeah. 4H, and in my signing and when you photo ops or pictures, I'll give you guys something to do. But once again, I want to stress for you: do not feel obligated if you're financially, in trouble and you don't feel like you have to. If you want to purchase like something and sign, and like a beanie or a hat or a jacket, and you have extra cash, we're trying to raise money with the people who have money. We're not trying to raise money for those who are struggling, and we're trying to get you guys here, so don't give it away. That's it, guys. Thank you.
Awesome,
very much.
awesome, Corey, awesome.